Hello, how you doing? I hope you're having a good week so far. I've got a cheeky two-part series for you today. Also, before we get into today's episode, did you notice that yesterday I have started sharing interviews again, and I've got so many on my computer that are all in the edit at the moment. So I'm really delighted to share those again. I know that it's been a while. I don't know where the time has gone. I was saying that to one of my interviewees that since the pandemic happened and children and work, that I just got really busy and busy at home, and also paid work had to take the priority. So I'm really pleased that they are back, that we will be finding our flow with those again. And as always, I've got some fantastic stories to share with you. So I can't wait for that. Right, today I have a two-parter for you. And it's the process of working through a goal. And there's something that I'm working on at the moment, which I thought would be really practical. It's a really tangible example, because if you know me, or if you followed the podcast for a while, you will know that I am a practical person. I'm not very good when things are a bit lofty. I am terrible in WhatsApp groups when people, my friends will tell you, when people are faffing about, when it's like, I don't mind, what do you want to do? I don't mind. I mean, we could do 8 o'clock, or I could do 7:30. I'm awful. I just have to be quiet and leave the conversation, not actually leave the conversation, but take myself away until a decision has been made, or I can make a decision based on that. And so when I have a goal or something that I'm working on, or I'm working with a client, I really want to know the details. And that is tricky sometimes, because it takes a certain amount of bravery and guts and courage to actually say what it is that you want. And if you've worked with me personally, you will know that regularly I go, and tell me more, and then what? And then, and I'm really coaxing out what it is with my client. And I think it's really easy, and it's probably the easiest version to do this, of to say, I'm living my best life, or I'm going to have the best year ever, or I just want to be rich, or I just want to be happy, or I just want to be successful. These words, these phrases are meaningless unless you've done the work of what this looks like. So I have a bit of an unusual goal example for you today, but it comes from a real place. And it's a really good one for me to demonstrate, because it comes from an emotional place. It has a time limit on, and it's maybe something a little bit different for me as well. So this summer, we are going away for a week to Spain. My brother got married last year, and they were supposed to have their wedding celebration in Spain, but COVID, it was postponed. So we are going this summer. And I can't wait. I really, really can't wait. I am not only looking forward to seeing my family and friends of our family and celebrating their marriage, but for me, it feels such a momentous moment of taking my family away and booking those flights and writing those 4 names in the website. And oh my goodness, how stressful is it booking flights, for goodness sake? I'm sure I've just got excess luggage across the board, because I'm so terrified that I've not ticked a box, or ticked the box to bring the luggage back with us, or that we're not going to have enough room. But anyway, that's another story. I'm really, really excited. Over the last few years, we have done a few mini trips. So we've been up to see Matt's parents. We've been in the UK to a few places and away for a few weekends. And I had Luna in August 2019. And I think she's my last baby. And I mean, never say never, but I think she is my last baby. And I really this time had what am I doing? How is my body? Like, what does 40 look like? What's the next chapter look like? And if I'm honest, I'd sort of had that since 2015, because that's when I had Oscar. I hoped that I would be able to have another baby, and I'm so lucky that I was able to do that. But I think for the last 7 years, essentially, I was pregnant 7 years ago, I've been in this sort of limbo state of having a body that is for raising children, or being around small children, or thinking about having a child. And I finally feel that I'm coming out of the other side of perhaps regaining my body solely for me again. And again, that brings up all kinds of emotion and thoughts and feelings, and maybe you can relate. Maybe you're thinking about where you go next. But my goal is, from these little trips, that I found that because I often pack for the children. I mean, Matt is more than capable, but it seems that, I mean, I do. Matt is doing, he always does all the washing up and the cleaning of the kitchen in our house, and I do all the washing and laundry. And actually, that suits me more than fine. So I often do the packing for the children because I know where the stuff is. I know where it is in the system, as everybody calls it in our house. So I've noticed over the past 7 years that when we've packed to go away, I've packed Oscar's and Luna's now. I've packed their suitcase, and it's been a pleasure to do so. I've loved their little clothes. Like I've always tried to dress them nicely, and I like making sure that they've got everything that they need and all of that. And then myself, is a bit of an afterthought. So I end up shoving like some weird maternity leggings in there, or I never feel like I've got enough trousers, or I've got the top, but I haven't quite found the right bra yet to go with it. And I just have felt that I'm not kind of put together enough for being outside. So when I booked these flights, when we knew that we were going to go, I made a commitment to myself that I was going to make myself a priority in this. And my goal was to be able to pack a suitcase and hand luggage and whatever bloody else I'm taking, that I felt really good about, that I felt really proud about, that when we got to the other end, I'd open my suitcase, and each and every day I felt that everything had been chosen. And this is not necessarily expensive or designer or anything like that. This is more about, this is an act of self-care, essentially. This is a commitment to myself. Because also what can happen is, if you have small children, or if you are somebody that is maybe a people pleaser or a yes person, and you are always doing all of the things, perhaps you're a bit of an afterthought. Like, the way that you treat yourself is a bit of an afterthought. And I've spoken about this before, that I am an excellent solution-orientated person. I am really great in a crisis. I'm able to work through things. I'm able to make decisions. I'm able to find a way. And what can happen is, when you have that skill, sometimes that means that you don't do the things because you know that you'll always be able to wing it. And I want to get into how I want to feel and how I want to feel good. So that is my goal. That is one of the things that I'm working on at the moment. And I want to walk you through my process, because this process can be applied to lots of things. For me, it just happens to be quite a shallow thing about packing a suitcase. And I even just thought, oh my goodness, like, should I even be sharing this? Because it just seems a bit shallow and a bit unnecessary, and it's a first world problem and there's so many other things going on. But I'm going to, because I know that these things not only can be applied to other scenarios, but we all want to feel good. And I feel slightly uncomfortable talking about that, but hopefully you will be with me in my vulnerability. So the first part of this goal, I started with, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? And I started to answer that question in regards to this Spanish extravaganza. I wanted to feel like I had options. I wanted to feel comfortable. I wanted to feel like I could move. I wanted to feel like me. I wanted to feel like I could eat my lunch and have a glass of wine if I wanted to, and not be really restricted in my body. I wanted to have flexibility in my wardrobe, so I wasn't just buying things that I would wear once and forget about them. I wanted to be able to mix and match, etc. So when you're asking yourself how you want to feel, really give yourself a good talking to, and make sure that you're satisfied with the answers. And as I went through this process of how do I want to feel, like, I want to feel good, I asked myself, like, what do I mean good? And I couldn't quite almost define what that meant. And so I asked myself the opposite question. What would the opposite feel like? Well, it would feel sluggish. It would feel like I was making do. It would feel like I was outdated. I wouldn't feel vibrant. And so when you flip those questions around, you can often govern more information from that. Second thing, what is going on and why is this important to me? We can all kid ourselves that there'll be a better time or a more perfect time, or you're not ready, or you don't have enough time, etc. All of the things. I do them too. I know it. And so I had to get some emotion in the game. I had to get some skin in the game of why this is important, because I know I can always buy another plant or something tasty for dinner, or I can buy my children toys or more clothes or whatever. In order to make this a priority, I had to get emotional about it. So the second part of this process is, what's going on? Why is this important to me? Yeah. Oh, this makes me feel, this makes me feel emotional. Why is it important to me? Because I want to feel good. And I don't want to look at photos of myself in a month's time, or I don't want to feel like I'm not in the room and I'm not present on holiday because, like, I've got an old swimming costume, which was a maternity swimming costume, which has shrunk a bit in the wash or gone a bit see-through, and I'm a bit paranoid about how I'm going to look and feel. And ultimately, I want to feel good so I can be there. I can actually be there in the room, doing the thing, enjoying myself, lapping up life and being there in that moment. And so I also took some time to imagine myself in those scenarios, to close my eyes, to visualize myself there. I mean, visualizing myself in 40-degree heat with 2 small children is quite something, but I went through that process. It also has a time frame. I know that the date that I'm going away, we've actually got people coming to stay in our house. So just in case you're like, oh, interesting. We've got people staying in our house. Thank you very much. My friend and her partner are going to come and stay. Anyway, that's another story. But I now know what the time frame is. As soon as we book those tickets, I know where that is in my diary. So if you've got a goal or you're working towards something, pay attention to it And my son already is asking questions like, oh, how many weeks is it? How many days is that? How many months is that? And I'm getting really familiar with that date. I have 2 more things for you today. What is the ideal version? So already I might go into scarcity mode of saying, well, and this is a popular story, well, I'm never going to have thousands of pounds to spend. So maybe this is not for me. Maybe, there's no clothes on the high street that I actually like. How am I actually going to do this? All of those stories will come up. So I go into the ideal version. How will I feel when I'm coming up with the ideas of things that I want to wear? How will I feel when I see it on the rack? How will I feel when I purchase that thing, knowing that it fits me really well and I'm going to enjoy wearing it? How's it going to feel when I put it in my suitcase and know at the other end when I take it out, I'm really excited to do that? So looking at that ideal version, I'm going all out for myself. I'm really thinking about the jewelry I would love to wear, the shoes I would love to wear, maybe the skincare or the bag or whatever. Already I said to Matt the other day, and I don't quite know how bothered he was, but there we go. I was saying, when we go to the wedding, I don't want to, because inevitably we're going to have to take a bag of snacks and toys and spare clothes for the kids and all of that sort of stuff. I don't want to take them in a rough carrier bag. You know, when you turn up with your bag for life. I thought, no, I want to have something that feels really good. It feels part of my outfit, even though it might have crackers and rice cakes and all sorts of things in. So I go into the ideal version. Again, you can use visualization for this. You can enjoy that process of really thinking about how you want to do this. The final thing that I want to say today is do the numbers. So imagine you have a budget of X, or you think about how much it's going to cost you. What can you buy for that? Or are you actually thinking about the money? Because I know, as much as the rest of them, and you will have seen from my Instagram feed, I can very easily go into a shop and buy another brightly coloured jumper. No problem. But a brightly coloured jumper is not going to do me well in Spain. We know this. So I have to really think about other stuff that I want to be able to buy and other stuff that I'm actually going to need. And I'm probably, over the next weeks, months, I'm going to be spending a lot of time in shops or doing online orders because I need lots of stuff. My figure has changed. I'm not pregnant anymore. And I hope that I'm going to get to a situation where I feel really strong and I feel really good in my body. But do the numbers. How much is it actually going to cost me to get the ideal situation that I want? And you know what? Sometimes it isn't as much as I think. And there have been so many situations where I've thought, oh, that's not something that's possible for me. And I've taken myself out of the game when I really didn't need to. I really didn't need to because I was able to do that. Also as well, when you know the numbers, there might be a bit of a deficit in there. There may be some work that you need to do, but you can create that income. And that might not just be earning it from a kind of traditional selling products or services. This could be selling some stuff that has been in your loft for ages. This could be you doing a bit of a side hustle or doing some extra work, whatever it might be. But doing the numbers puts you in the game. You start to make it real. You start to be able to move yourself closer to what it is that you want. As you can hear, I've got a lot to say on this topic, so I will be back tomorrow with part 2. I hope you've got lots from this today. If you want to tell me what you've got, do let me know. My email is hello@nikkiraby.com. Do share the episode as well. If you know that you've got friends of yours that are really starting to think about changes or moves that they want to make, this may just get them going, get them started. I would love that. And also rate, review, subscribe, all of the stuff. If you want to work with me, do let me know. Email hello@nikkiraby.com. Let's book in a free 15-minute call. And also, you can find out how we can work together over on my sessions page, nikkiraby.com/sessions. These are these pick and mix sessions. So you can basically bring whatever it is that you're looking to do, that you want to bring to the table, and I can help you make it real and make it happen. All right. Thank you so much for listening. I am sending you lots and lots of love, and I may be sharing some photos. So if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, which comes out every single weekday, go to nikkiraby.com/the daily boost, or it might just be daily boost. I'll double check that. The link is in the description. Anyway, see you over there. All right. Lots of love. Bye.